I think the main thing is, and John, you've rightly said that our receivers have a lot of talent. There's no question that they do, but they have not played like elite receivers yet this season. And within that lies a great source of hope that, if these receivers play up to their expected standard, this team's going to take off. But we haven't seen it yet. And as sold as I am on this defense, and I do very much agree that I don't see a single offense being able to light up the USC defense the whole season. Like I don't think this USC defense is going to allow more than 31 points even once, and it's probably going to allow more than 21, 24 points probably only one time. Like I'm not seeing this defense having really more than one iffy so-so performance this season. I think this defense is going to be regularly great. I think that USC's points per game average probably going to be around 20 points. And I went into the season thinking, hey, 25 would be good. But right now, I think USC can get down to 20, average 20 points allowed per game. I mean, that's what USC allowed to a very talented LSU team. So, I think the defense is there. And as long as the defense stays healthy, that defense is going to deliver. It's really the offense. The offense is the side of the ball that stumbled a little bit more. And that's a little bit contrary to the preseason expectations and the offseason narratives. Receivers need to step up their game more than anyone else. Like they were the one position group that was lagging behind against Utah State. They're, making contested catches, particularly in the red zone, end zone, like lots of areas for growth and improvement from the wide receivers. But if they step it up and if they help out Miller Moss a little bit more, we have a pretty complete team on our hands. And there's no question that there's considerable reason for optimism. But I will say this. I don't think Michigan can beat USC, but I think USC can lose to Michigan, meaning that we can give the game away. The offense, which has not been clean, whether it's having passes batted down at the line against LSU, the Lake McCree fumble against Utah State, the dropped passes near the goal line, the Woody Marks lateral, which was luckily recovered by USC. The offense has made a number of mistakes and has not paid a big price for it. And if that doesn't get cleaned up, USC could give away the game against Michigan. But when I say Michigan's not going to beat USC, what I mean by that is if Michigan has to drive 75, 80 yards, if Michigan doesn't get a short field, if Michigan doesn't return a kick for a touchdown, if Michigan doesn't block a punt, if none of those weird, wild, crazy things happen and Michigan has to go way down the field every time to try to score against the USC defense, Michigan's not winning. USC is going to have to help Michigan out. And so it just comes back to playing clean football, which the offense has not done yet. That's really the main assignment for the offense next week in Ann Arbor. No one has to be the hero. No one has to do anything spectacular. If the USC offense can just be solid, responsible, make the routine plays, and the special teams avoids a huge gaffe, that should be enough given the way the defense is playing.
Yeah, the one point that I will say, you're right, is the one issue I've had with this team is there has been a kind of a situation with ball security. I think you called it on Monday, Matt, and what you just said just there. Like USC handles business, takes care of the ball, right? We win this. We go to Ann Arbor, we come out with a win. We do. I feel very secure in that. USC gets sloppy at the ball. It's not. This is gonna be a different team. I mean, this defense. I mean, I think it was Uncle Rico said. What do you say? He said, but their defense has been a mess too. They do not look flawless like we thought going into the season they would. They do have some chinks in that armor. But what I will say is you also have a lot of veterans on that defense, and a big part of why I think USC also do so well is because it's a veteran level, especially the second and third level, veteran guys. But that's true. They have looked shaky. That's another part of it. That's definitely a big part of why I think USC is going in Ann Arbor and is getting a victory. And this was the game I circled saying, I didn't say we had any sure losses, but this was the one I thought was most likely to lose. And I got to tell you, now I'm thinking if there's a game that's most likely, I'm not saying we are, I think we'll be favored. It would be the Penn State game. Not this game, which is crazy. We're going into Ann Arbor. I'm thinking, a game against Penn State at home might give us more trouble than going into Ann Arbor. So we'll see. They hold on, take care of the ball. If they take care of the ball, I don't have a whole lot of concerns about going into Ann Arbor again. What a season, huh? Okay, so now that you know the shtick. Now you got to come in here. You got to let us know it's time to reevaluate your earlier perspective on this team. What is USC's ceiling this year?
Shoot, I'm loving it. I mean, I'm excited for every game. Pretty much chomping at the bit, waiting to watch this Michigan game. I'm pretty confident and super excited to watch it. I think it's going to be hopefully a good outcome. I think it's going to come down to keeping protection of the ball, not turning the ball over. I really think this game will be won on the offensive side as long as we can hold up on defense. I just think protecting the ball is going to be the most important part of it.
Yeah, I think you, Matt, and I are all on the same page, right? It's USC's game to win. They go in and play Trojan football, ball security, take care of the ball. I'll tell you what, also, you can tell about his coaching. We talked about, second half adjustments in the last call with Angel, right? Or was that John? I can't remember. Sorry, long week, guys. But we're looking as well as the penalty situation. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of penalties, which is great to see, especially along the lines, which is really, really nice to see. Those drive killers, those drive extenders when you're on defense. What a difference a year makes. So, yeah, absolutely agree with you. Take care of the ball. Keep playing clean football. This defense shows that what they can do. Matt says he's upgraded to 20 points a game. I think I stuck it at 22. I think that's going to be right on that. I think I'm feeling so good about that 22 points per game. And if that is the case, good luck, because we're gonna average about 35 points a game. So that's a lot of victories for USC.
Kurt Guy, $10. Thank you, Kurt. Love the show. This year's Trojan squad does not seem to have any weaknesses. I'd favor USC on a neutral field over everyone except maybe the top four. They can go undefeated barring any injuries. Well, I mean, a lot is in play right now. And certainly the level of upside for this team in terms of what it's capable of, that's gone up. No doubt that there's a much greater, more expansive sense of possibility with this group. But, we haven't played a true road game yet. And I know that there were some loud LSU fans at that neutral site game, but it was still a, neutral site. It's not the same as going to Baton Rouge. And we do need to see USC handle business in Ann Arbor and clear that hurdle. And if USC does, and, I think USC has a pretty good chance at this point, I think then we can say, all right, this is the team we have. This is the team that we're going to see. But let's clear this Michigan hurdle first. It's just so early. First true road game, and it's not as though going to the big house is a walk in the park. Let's just see these guys handle their business and not make big mistakes. Punch the ticket, get a business-like win. Then I'll feel like this team really is capable of being special. And not that it isn't right now, but just you need to see this team clear a big hurdle on the road. You need to show that after an off week with 2 weeks to prepare, that you can play a clean game, that the offense can step up. When we say that this USC team doesn't have any weaknesses, well, I didn't think the wide receivers would be a weakness, but, they've lagged behind the other position groups. So let's see the wide receivers play as though they are a strength of this team. Haven't seen that yet. I think they're eminently capable of being big hitters. Like, I expect them to be big hitters. But let's see that. Let's see that against Michigan. It would be a great time for the receivers to step forward. Because if they do, that's going to make the job easier for the offensive line. If receivers are getting open sooner and they're making splash plays, then that relieves pressure on the offensive line to have to be that perfect, especially in terms of run blocking against Michigan's front four.
Earlier, we were talking about playing with house money. And you just said it. Our wide receivers just aren't, firing on all cylinders. Imagine when these guys start firing on all cylinders. And we've seen there's so much was made of the second year guys that we thought with Lemon, Branch, Lane, and Robinson. I was all to talk about that. When in reality, the older guys are stepping in and really just having themselves some games. And so the wide receiver room, once they tighten up those screws, again, like you said, Matt, as a team, they've left a lot of points, not a lot of points. They left some points on the board. They need to be efficient. They need to make those catches. You can't be settling for field goals in this game. You can't be turning it over, and you got to play a clean game. Do not extend drives, bailing their offense out by making silly mistakes, especially penalty-wise on defense. I think they do that. Again, we've talked about they're going to go into Ann Arbor and come out with the victory because, man, that Michigan offense, I mean, no one's overstating it. Literally, that offense is really bad.